What's up, everyone? It's Random, aka Mark Random. This is the perfect example of everything that I hate about internet troll channels is Brendan Schaub's Gringo Papi. In this thing, I'm going to express to you how it's a great comedy special and how he's a good comic. But the issue is there's thousands of troll channels that just collectively decided to hate him. And why? Did they judge him on his comedy skills? No, their own personal insecurity, their own bitterness, their own, I'm just going to sit behind a computer and mock someone who's doing something with their lives or who's pursuing a dream or who wants to get better at something. Brendan Schaub is the #1 example of someone who is tarnished by the internet, this tarred and feathered, and just hate him for him and not his comedy special, his joke writing ability, his ability to deliver on stage, and not even acknowledging the work he's put in, the years of grinding it out and trying to write. I'm sure he has thousands of paper writing and rewriting, but guess what? Whatever you think the worst comic in the world is, the worst comic doing stand-up comedy will always be better than the stupid internet person commenting on it. Here we go. I'm going to explain to you why Brendan Schaub is a great comedian, and you can all suck my dick for hating him.
I'm not used to this. Dallas a little different. There's some ladies in the crowd tonight. I am not used to that. My demo, 18 to 36 bros. That's what I specialize in. It's a real cockfest usually at these things.
This is the interesting part about that. Like, again, I'm going to try to get through the hate of internet videos. If any of your favorite comics said that, you would laugh and be like, oh, it's great. First, self-acknowledging the crowd and the demographic is a key component to comedy. Everyone has to have this sort of self-awareness. That's why, like, when people are really overweight, yeah, my audience is full of food. So his smooth delivery of, look at my audience there.
Get that Johnson & Johnson, right? Clearly a meth addict. Nobody checked into his background. Remember that? They put him on the news. He's sweaty as shit. He was on all the major broadcasts. He's like, holy shit, dude! Yeah, I got it done. I got that Johnson & Johnson, bro. I don't feel good.
Okay, this is great right here. What he's starting to do is he's starting to animate and characterize himself on stage. And this is something that I see a lot of comics don't do well, is you have to commit full into the animation. Like if you're going to go like, whoa, I'm doing that. Like that was just an imitation of an imitation. But to go full into the mocking something is something that only great comics do. When you go full into the characterization. So there you go. We're 2 minutes in. Brendan Schaub already has 3 points of being a great comic.
Vaccinated, but it's all in their marketing. They fucked this whole thing up in their marketing. Without Operation Warp Speed, when they launched that, remember they're trying to get everybody to get vaccinated? And they're like, yeah, go to Krispy Kreme, buy a dozen donuts, get vaccinated. Like, the fuck? That makes sense. Fat people are like, hell yeah, fuck this.
All right, this is what's great about that is there's two type of comedic premises when you're telling stories. I mean, there's more, but I'm just going to break it down at this moment, is you are either the weird person in the story or you're the one observing the weird thing. Like, I'll give you an example, and this isn't particularly funny, it's just a metaphor. We're at a pool party. Someone jumps in the pool, and then the observation is, it's weird that they jumped in the pool, rather than the other way to tell a story is, I jumped in the pool, and then the weirdness reflects on you. He's already positioned himself as the person who's like looking at the weirdness, which is great.
I married a Mexican, y'all. Dallas, I don't mean like Taco Bell Mexican. No. I'm talking Guadalajara. Born and raised. Came to the States 10 years ago, illegally Mexican. The real deal, Holyfield. Y'all, this shit is...
See, greatness right in there. It would be hack if he had just hit the same beat 5 times, which your favorite comic probably does. But what he did was he hit the same beat in 5 different ways of the, yeah, it's like this. No, it's doing this. Sorry, guys, I had to do that. Well, like that. He hit 5 different characterizations on the same beat, which I guess that's his strong point, I'm starting to realize, is his way to animate different types of characters and things like this, because we're only 5 minutes in and he's done over 15 different styles of characters and cadences. So for anyone to say he's not a good comic and just suck dick at an AIDS-infested glory hole.
Found it. I see it, I eat it. So I walked in, I go, Mama, you know I love, Mama, what are you doing? I know you know, I'm on keto. I know you know, somebody told you I'm on keto. She goes, Mijo, bueno, ándale, mijo. Cabron, look, cabron. She grabs this tray, she goes, cabron, look, taquitos. It's keto, bitch!
Again, this is something only great comics can do, is the memorization and pattern of that was so wavy. I feel like that wasn't even written in a special and he was just going off, or he really, like, because I'm trying to imagine writing that down, and most comics couldn't do that. Most, the like, and then hit the laugh right there.
Person in my house who don't speak Spanish. I feel like a refugee in my own goddamn house. My white friends the other day, Latino before, go, dude, just freaking learn Spanish. Put a little effort in, learn Spanish. How hard can it be? I'm all, bitch, I am 38. I struggle with English at times. You know what it feels like to my 5-year-old son roll up on his bike and talk shit to me in Spanish? You know what that feels like? As a father, you know what that feels like? I don't have a clue what he's talking about. I don't have a clue. I thought puto meant dude for the longest time.
This is what's great, is people think he's this guy that, oh, he thinks he's so great. There is ultimate self-deprecation there in 3 lines. He can't do Spanish. He can't even learn to. He's older to learn Spanish, and his kid's talking shit to him. I guess this is what I'm finding out. This is, to me, what I think Brendan Schaub's rhythm is. And at the same punchline 5 different ways in 5 different similes. It takes an extreme skill to be able to not only animate throughout the whole special. Most comics would be winded by 5 minutes in, but he would give what you would see on Netflix is like a hack premise and then one beat and then like the same beat and then like But what he's done is he'll hit similar beats in 5 different styles. So what you have is one beat, 5 different cadences and animations and characters. Same beat 5 times, 5 different animation and characters on top of that. With the observation, he's not just doing the hack, Mexican premise and then one example. He's giving you a full 360 degree of all these different angles, of almost giving you every visual that you wouldn't imagine, because he's so good at observation comedy. And then again, the strongest thing I see in this is animation. I'm 15 minutes in and he's animated and characterized over 30 different types of characters with different cadences and different motions all on stage and sold it. He nailed the delivery. So anyone who thinks, oh, he's not a comic or he sucks as a comic has no fucking idea how comedy works. I made this video to give Brendan Schaub a fair shot at comedy review, and all these troll channels just diminish comedy. They think comedy is just being shitty. The worst comic you think exists is still better than the best, most viewed, shitty commentator video who sits behind his computer just projecting insecurity and diminishing everything to its lowest level. Because there, I just watched Brendan Schaub's and I'm reminishing it to the highest potential that it could be. So there, you can all suck a dick. You can hate Brendan Schaub all you want, but you can't say it wasn't funny. You can't say he's not a good comic, because he is. There you go. I wanted to give Brendan Schaub the #1 example of people that just choose to hate him, that have no fucking idea how comedy works and have no idea or ambition to better themselves or even look at the bright side of things. Everything they look at is just negative and toxic and diminishing and shitty. So there you go. The worst comic that you think exists will always be better than the most successful YouTube internet channel shitty comic diminishing and toxic bullshit. So there you go. You can't say it wasn't funny. Mark Random, I'm the comedy god. You suck dick. You can't say it wasn't funny. Brendan Schaub's a great comic. There you go. Random.